Hey YouTube, and thanks for watching Junkworks Garage. This video is going to be something I cut out from another video to save time basically on that video because it was already so long. It's one of the ones for either making brackets or one of my tractor ones when I was doing the hydraulics on my tractor. It is sort of how I figured out how to do some rust control, so to speak, or undercoating when I'm welding something. I know they make weld-through primers and things like that, but back in the late 80s, early 90s, actually where I went to school was doing some testing on some of those things, and the testing we came out with, yet again, a long time ago, I'm sure things might have gotten better, but I doubt a lot of the rattle can stuff people are using is any better than what we were using back then, and probably not as good, some of them, because they probably aren't allowed to put chemicals in them that they used to put in them, but that's beside the point. But when we did that testing, we actually found that not only did most of it burn away, but also we compared the rust stuff to just doing it without putting anything under it and just welding two panels together, and then we used the rust inhibitor or whatever, weld through primer stuff in between the panels and welded them, spot welded them, and we found that actually when water got in there it actually rusted worse. We stuck them outside all year long, and the ones we pulled apart that didn't have anything actually had less rust on them than the weld through primer ones did, because the weld through primer is a primer, and therein lies the problem with all primers, including epoxy primer. I think people way overuse that epoxy primer for things that shouldn't, that they think it works for things that it doesn't actually work for. It'll work longer for a certain period of time indoors. If you put it outside for more than a week, guaranteed and it rains all week long, you will probably have problems down the road. That's my opinion on epoxy primers, but to each their own. Beyond that, it did have more rusting problems because it's a primer, and primers soak in water. Most primers actually draw moisture even out of the air if you leave a car in primer for too long. So especially if you don't put an epoxy underneath it, you will have more problems with moisture problems getting in under primers. So there's my little spew on as far as painting is concerned. Yet again, I went to school back in the late 80s, early 90s, and all the way up into, I went to Wyoming Technical Institute and graduated most outstanding student in my class. Regardless, I do know quite a bit about this. As far as anything I do on this channel, it is probably the most expert I am, and nobody's an expert at pretty much anything, to be honest. There's always something new to learn. But as far as the weld through primers, I don't use them, never have since we did that. So I kind of came up with this idea of using barbecue paint. It is also a lot cheaper, at least it was. The cans I have are several years old, so who knows what they cost now. But I do know weld through primers, especially like the rattle can ones, are getting up there in price, and I just don't see a need to use them. Most cars didn't have anything under them, and a lot of the old cars we're working on these days are, they have rust in the spots. Anytime you put two pieces of metal one over the top of another, I don't care what you do, if moisture gets in there, sooner or later it's going to rust. It is. And personally, I think, although that is where you find a lot of things rusting out, which is also why I only butt weld things. I don't lap weld anything that it wasn't originally that way. And there's a few things that are originally that way that I would actually butt weld instead. Also, in the area I live in, rust is becoming more of a problem because they are, I believe, salting or using some sort of chemical on the roads. But when I was growing up, we didn't have any rusty cars in our area. And it, unfortunately, I mean, we got lots of rock chips, but they used to sand the roads, and we never had rust on our cars. And now the cars I'm driving, I have to be careful because they do gather rust I can see rust underneath them starting to go. So, also beside the point, unfortunately things change and you gotta deal with it. But here is what I believe, and I haven't done a ton of testing, I'll admit, because I haven't done it and thrown it outside and let it set for a year. But I'm doing some testing right now on my tractor because I actually got it to that point, rattle canned over it with some brown rattle can paint, and it's been sitting outside. So maybe we'll have a video in the future on how things have held up as far as rust is concerned. But beyond that point, hopefully you enjoy this. I do believe it is going to be, I think it'll be one of the better ways of rust prevention if you want to do it inexpensively, we'll say. And I don't know, it seems to work all right. And if you look at it, barbecue paint is meant to hold up to high heat. So I would assume any kind of high heat temperature type paint would work for this same process. Without further ado and way too much of it, we're going to go ahead and I'm just going to start the video here. In case you were questioning whether or not the barbecue paint with some primer would work, I would say it works pretty well. Now, I did scratch it up some, probably putting it on and taking it off, but I spot welded this thing all the way around really good and just spent quite a while trying to get it back off because I need to move it. Unfortunately, I put more spot welds. I thought I was finally done with this one and still had to move it. As you can see on the back of this, it's gonna burn away wherever the welds are. But I challenge anybody out there to test the weld through primer like this, doing this same kind of thing, and see if it doesn't burn away. Now, a lot of this shiny stuff is all from me grinding, taking my cutoff wheel. You can see I kind of even went into there a little bit more than I wanted to. But using my cutoff wheel, trying to get behind there and grind off my spot welds here. Well, I can't get it to focus real close up. But you can see where there's some burnt spots where it burned away, but the paint on the inside is completely held up. And other than where I obviously probably went like that and scratched that, the rest of it's pretty well intact. You can see yet again a couple spots where right in here where the burn back kind of burned down through here, but that weld probably was somewhat going under there as well. So I seriously doubt, in fact the testing we did, yet again it was back in the 80s, but the testing we did showed that most of it burned away anyways. This is just kind of to show you that it did actually hold up to welding. That was on there very well. I can testify to that because it was difficult to get off. And it got plenty warm when I was not only tack welding it on there. You can see I tack welded pretty well all the way around the whole thing, but also grinding it off and stuff. I couldn't even touch this to get it. Once this popped off of here, it was too hot to touch with my bare hands. So there you go, now you know. Well, hopefully you got something out of that. Please put down below what you like to do when it comes to rust prevention stuff, and whether or not you think this is a good idea or a bad idea. Anything that can help anybody out is fine. Please make the comments, no foul language. I will delete those, but otherwise please feel free to comment, good, bad, or otherwise, as far as that's concerned. Now get out there and get your junk working. Thanks for watching Junk Works Garage, where I'm proud to say I'm a jack of all and master of none. You all have a good one.